Welcome to the second session of nutrition in plants. In the last class, we have seen how plants, that is autotrophs, make food in the presence of photosynthesis. But what about those plants which lack chlorophyll? So in this class, we are going to have a discussion on parasitic plants and also another category called insectivorous plants. So first of all, we will look into parasitic plants. So what are parasitic plants? So parasitic plants are those plants which lack chlorophyll. You might see in this diagram, this is a Cuscuta plant. You might see there is one plant and there is another plant that is twining around its stems. So one plant is green in color and the another one is yellow in color. The yellow color is due to the lack of chlorophyll. So how will it take its nutrition? For a more better understanding, you can see it. You can see it through this model. This is a model of a tree and you can see some thread-like structures are twining around its stems. So these thread-like structures are also another plant. This is one tree and these thread-like yellow colored structures are also another plant. This plant is Cuscuta and as you may see, it does not have any kind of green leaves. So how would it obtain its food? So this plant obtains its food by sucking the nutrition from the host plant. So in today's class, we will observe how a parasitic plant takes its nutrition. And have you heard about the term parasitism? You might have heard something like mosquitoes are parasites on animals, or something like leeches which suck the blood of humans. So what are parasites and what terms are involved in that? So what are parasites? We will know. Parasites, they are the organisms which take nutrition from the body of another organism. So you may see here there are two organisms involved. One is the organism which derives the nutrition and the other organism from which the nutrition is derived. So what is the other organism known? So parasite, these are the organisms which take nutrition from the body of another organism. So what is the name of another organism? This is called host. So what is a host? Host means it is an organism from which the nutrition is derived from which the nutrition is derived. So parasitism involves two organisms. One is the parasite and another is the host. So if you see this tree here, this tree is the host and these twining structures, that Cuscuta plant is the parasite. If you observe your example these days, you are the host for the parasite mosquito. So now we will see how does duster कहाँ है? Now we will see how does a Cuscuta plant derives nutrition from a host plant. So suppose Cuscuta is like a normal angiospermic plant, that is a flowering plant. So it germinates from a seed. So what happens? Suppose this is the soil and these are the seeds of cuscuta. So the plant germinates through it. After germination, it searches the host through which it may derive its nutrition. So within 4 to 5 days of germination, it must find its host. Otherwise, this plant would die. So what happens? It searches a host plant. Suppose this is the host plant. It searches the host plant and starts to twine around its body. So you can see the twining. So this is the host plant. This is the parasite cuscuta. After germination, the cuscuta finds one host plant and starts to twine around it. And what happens? After it has intertwined completely through the host plant, the temporary roots, these are the roots. When the seed has germinated, what happens? These temporary roots decay. So now the connection of cuscuta from the ground is completely disconnected. So now what is happening? It is growing on the another plant. Now the question is, how does it take its nutrition? Because it does not have green leaves. It does not have any food factory from which it will produce its food. But it does need food. So how would it derive its food? So for deriving its food, there is a very important structure that is called haustoria. So we will see actually what happens. The cuscuta plant starts to develop certain structures which are called haustoria. These structures are called haustoria. So what are haustoria? Haustoria are actually a special kind of absorptive structures which reaches till the vascular bundle of the host plant. As I already told you that from the ground, water and mineral reaches to the plant, reaches to the leaves through branches and stem through the vascular tissue. So what happens? This haustoria set up a connection with the vascular tissue of the plant from which it derives the nutrition. So we may write about haustoria. Haustoria are specialized structure developed to obtain nutrition from the host plant. And where is the connection of haustoria? It establishes its connection with the vascular tissue of the host plant. So in this way, it derives its nutrition. And after it has surrounded itself to the host plant, it may increase its boundaries to different another plants also. So in this topic, we have learnt about parasitic plants, we have learnt about host plant, and we have learnt about the specialized structure through which the parasitic plant establishes a connection with the host plant. So this is about those plants which lack chlorophyll, which have to depend on the host plant for its food and for its requirements of water and minerals. Now our next topic is insectivorous plants. So what about insectivorous plants? You may see this diagram. You may see this structure. This structure is a pitcher-like structure. And this picture is not a normal picture, it is a modification of a leaf. So we will now study about, and you may see, you may observe an insect inside it and some fluid inside it. So our next topic is insectivorous plants. So now we will study in details about one of the insectivorous plants, that is Nepenthes or pitcher plant. So what is the literal meaning of insectivorous plants? As you already know about carnivorous. You have already learned this term, carnivorous. What is the meaning of carni? Carni means meat and vorous means eating. So we have already learned in class 6 about herbivorous, carnivorous and omnivorous organisms. Carnivorous organisms are those organisms which eat meat and depend upon different organisms for their nutrition. So insectivorous plants are a kind of carnivorous plants, and what is their food? Their food, insect. It is coming from insect, and the vorous means eating. So what are insectivorous plants and why do they need to eat insects? Why should a plant eat insects? Okay. And the most interesting thing about insectivorous plants is that they do not lack chlorophyll. Their leaves are as green as any another autotrophic plant. So if they have chlorophyll, we may say that they are autotrophic, right? But if they derive nutrition from insects, we may say that they are heterotrophic also. So under what category would we put? And what is the need of eating insects? So now we will go into details of that. So if you see an insectivorous plant, that is Nepenthes plant. This is the leaf of a Nepenthes plant. And actually what happens? The leaf of a Nepenthes plant is modified in the form of a pitcher. You can see it is a modification of a leaf. It is modified in the form of a pitcher, and this is a pitcher, it is the lid, and there are hair inside it. Inside the pitcher there is a digestive juice. This is a digestive juice. And there are so if we see the structure of an insectivorous plant, this is the leaf of a pitcher plant, and the leaf is modified in the form of a pitcher. The structure is like a pitcher. So what happens when an insect sits on the rim of this pitcher? When an insect sits on the rim of this pitcher, what happens? It slips down. And when it slips down, when it slips down, what happens? The lid closes. So how does the lid is formed? The lid is formed from the apex of the leaf. From the apex of the leaf, the lid is formed. When an insect sits here, what happens? It slips down the pitcher. And even when it wants to come out, there are certain hair inside it which are directed downwards. You can see the downward projecting hair. These hair prevent the insect from coming out. And what happens to the insect inside? The insect is digested with the help of digestive juices. And the nutrients which are present inside the body of the insect is absorbed. So what causes the need of a plant to digest insect? Actually, these kind of plants are not growing in our normal soil, which are rich in nitrogen and phosphorus. You know, plants cannot take nitrogen from the atmosphere. They can take nitrogen only from the soil. But what would happen to the plants if they are growing in a soil which is poor in nitrogen? So these plants, these insectivorous plants, there are some other examples also. These insectivorous plants are growing in a soil which is poor in nutrients, which is poor in nitrogen. So to fulfill the needs of nitrogen, they need to digest, they need to hunt on insects. And that's where the existence of insectivorous plants comes in. So we can understand what happens in an insectivorous plant. The leaf is modified in the form of a pitcher. Inside the pitcher, there are digestive juices or digestive enzymes. When an insect sits on the rim of the pitcher, it slips down. And when it wants to come out, it gets entangled in the air, in the hair that is present inside, and it is digested, it is broken down with the help of digestive juices, and the nutrients which are present inside the body of the insect is absorbed by the plant. And what is a pitcher? Basically, pitcher is nothing but a modified leaf. So this topic is clear to you. What happens in an insectivorous example? What is the example of an insect? It is the figure of a pitcher plant. Pitcher plant, Nepenthes. What is this pitcher? Pitcher is the modified leaf. Modified leaf. How is the lid formed? Lid is formed from the apex of the leaf. With a lid formed from the apex of the leaf. And what happens to the insect which comes inside this pitcher? The insect which gets inside the, which happens to get inside the pitcher is digested with the help of digestive juices. And what is the need of digesting insects? The need is what is the need? To fulfill the needs of nitrogen why there is need to fulfill the needs of nitrogen? As they grow in nutrient deficient soils. So today's we have learnt about two topics. One is parasitic nutrition, that is shown by Cuscuta, which does not have chlorophyll pigment. So To fulfill its needs of food, it has to develop hostoria to derive nutrition from a host plant. We have also studied about another set of plants which have chlorophyll, but still those plants have to depend upon insects because they are growing in nutrient deficient soils. To fulfill their needs for nitrogen, they have to feed on insects. I hope you have liked my session. If you have liked it, please press the like button and share it, subscribe it for more videos. Thank you.